everybody. It is lovely to have you all here. All of you who all have wonderful, wonderful words. And only one of you who got word of the stream and who is not angry at all. Happy Wednesday, folks. We're here. We made it. It's great. And we have some first things first. Wow. That is a cool name change, Mexico. Okay, first things first though. Bad Buttons, you were last, but also Bad Buttons. Pat yourself on the back. You were the first viewer to redeem first this stream. So you were last week and you are first this week. Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful trip. I liked some of your pictures. They were really cool. It was very cloudy where I happened to be, and so I got a partial experience of totality, if that makes any sense to anybody. Welcome in, everybody. Willis, thank you for redeeming Hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. Ooh, that is well brewed today. And it is still hot. That's good. I'm using the cool mug today. I stole it from K Menzel. I'm using it. It's mine now. It's not mine, it's still his, but I'm borrowing it, and that's okay. So tonight's tea, Willis, since I know that you care about this, tonight's tea is green tea with infusion of mint, so it's like a minty green. It's very, very delicious. Plumberry Muffin, thank you for redeeming word of the stream. You're right. You're clearly not angry. Definitely not angry. All I'm saying, and I hope it's okay, Plum, because I really don't mean anything other than to just bring sass to a space. All I'm saying is if you'd made friends with the Griffin, maybe it would have turned out differently. But that's just me. And that's okay. Anyway, Griffin is word of the stream. And perhaps Yep, you're not mad. Not angry at all, Plum. Absolutely not even a little bit angry. There is no resentment whatsoever. Everything is fine. Oh, man. There's so much going on in my Redemptions chat. Y'all are lovely, by the way. I want to say a quick hello to everybody while I'm doing this chalkboard, because it's going to take me a while to get through everything. So, hello, SNK. It's lovely to see you. Hello, Poison Darth Frog. Thank you for redeeming third. Also, I'm skipping ahead to that, and then I'm going to jump back, and it's fine, and everything's fine. I have a queue for redemptions. And hello, Debashide Vissa. I am sorry that the word was sniped from you, but it was also sniped from Erica. Hello. It's lovely to see you too, even though I don't get to know what delightful word you had in mind for me this week. There is always next week. And hello, Mexico. Thank you very much for redeeming seasonal candy, non-seasonal candy, dehydrate, and hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. I will get to those soon, shortly, soon. And hello, Rudo. Thank you for redeeming seasonal candy. It's wonderful to have you all here. We're gonna have a busy first 10 minutes as I try to figure out life. I already picked up a piece of chalk, and I forgot. We're fine. Have I mentioned that we're fine? We're fine. How are you all doing today? I hope that you guys are well on this wonderful Wednesday. I'm trying an ambitious project. I am doing so much better today than I was yesterday, and so that is cause for hope and positivity. This is a very terrible idea, chat, and you can point that out to me once you've seen what the idea is, because then you'll know. It seems pretty difficult for you to point out to me that something is a bad idea before you've seen it. This really is just the worst idea that I have ever had. There's too much. Oh, there's too much chalk dust for the idea to work out. So, Plumberry Muffin redeemed word of the stream. Do I look cool? Plum Marie Muffin redeemed word of the stream as Griffin because Plum is not mad and is fine, and there is no bridge trouble whatsoever. And absolutely everything went completely fine in his game earlier today. And you can tell from the little bear that refuses to look at you. That's how you can tell that everything's fine. So I made an attempt to actually give you the whole post in the word of the stream right there. Right there. I'll just move my little Pusheen out of the way. Thank you. I don't even want to say I'm proud of it, but I'm a little bit proud of it. I expected it to look a lot worse than it did. It worked a lot more effectively. Okay, so now I have some candy and some fun times, which is great. Let me catch up. We're fine. It's dangerous to go alone. Everything's upside down out there. That is true. So I'm playing Majora's Mask chat, and I'm in the final temple, which is the Stone Tower Temple. And we just got to the point before I ended stream last week where I flipped everything upside down. So now I'm going into the temple upside down for the first time, and we're going to see exactly how much of a mess everything is going to be. Do so many things. Oh, thanks, Buttons. Be proud of it. It's the perfect representation. It's not bad. I did what I could in the corner of my chalkboard with the space that I had. So we have ourselves seasonal candy, a non-seasonal candy, a dehydrate, a hydrate for 69 channel points, and another seasonal candy. So that's what I've got to work through today, chat. So please tell me, how are your Wednesdays going? How is your week going? Did anyone get a chance to see the eclipse? And was that cool or was that terrifying? I saw some of Button's stuff already, and I'm really glad that it went well for you. So my seasonal candy, I mentioned specifically last week. I mentioned that seasonal candy was a little bit interesting in April. I usually count on it being Easter in April, and it is not. Easter already happened. And so what do? So I have decided that the holiday for April is April Fool's Day, which means I am eating Easter candy. Because why would you think I would change that? April Fools, it's fine. Yeah, you know what, Buttons? It did that to me too. And I didn't even, like, at the time that totality happened, I couldn't even see the sun. So I didn't get to see the moon cross the sun. But I was outside. And I was outside in the middle of the city of Toronto. And it was fascinating because about 3 minutes, I would say, before totality in my area, it was like someone took a dimmer switch and just started twisting it down. Like visually, I could see it turn from cloudy afternoon to nighttime. And the street lights flickered on, and like the CN Tower was lit up. And it was lit up from the time I went outside, which was about 15 minutes before totality. It was lit up already, but it was really hard to see that it was lit up. And I'm so glad they did that because it was so, like, the contrast was amazing. And I'm like, oh, this would be terrifying if I didn't have science to tell me the sun would come back. I'm very glad I had science to tell me that the sun was going to come back. So this is my seasonal candy. It's delicious. And then my non-seasonal candy are some lifesavers because that's not seasonal. Life-saving can be year-round, as these are. They are very round. So that's my non-seasonal. I'm gonna toss my other seasonal in right now, Pseudo-Rudo, just letting you know. Because I find it easier to have this last. You saw a partial eclipse? Ooh. No, I have my eclipse glasses on right. No, you don't, Poison Dress Red. Get out of the sun. Don't look directly at it. Ooh, yeah. Yep. That makes sense. I'm really glad that it wasn't that bad near you either. For my dehydrate, we're back with the Lady QEW Classic, which is Ruffles. I'm so Canadian. It's even got my maple leaf right there. Okay, Random aside story chat, because this delights me. I got to hang out with my niece last weekend. I only have one niece. I have 3 nephews, and I have 3 godchildren, one of whom is a goddaughter, which is cool. But I only have one niece, and she's awesome. She's so precocious. And I am given to understand, I have been told she's shy, but she likes me. And so that's very nice. And I was hanging out with her in a particular area where there was a lot of branding for a Canadian brand. And so there was lots of this, because that's the only way to make sure that you know that it's a Canadian brand is you put a maple leaf on it. And everywhere we were walking together, she was just like, oh, look, it's a Canadian flag, and would point at just a maple leaf. It was not the flag. It was just the leaf. And she'd be like, look, the Canadian flag. There's one there. And there's one there. And there's one over there. And I was like, absolutely. And I didn't correct her because she's my niece, not my daughter, and it's not my job. I just think it's lovely that she recognized the maple leaf. So anyway. Exactly. Munch, 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 and chat. Willis, thank you very much for redeeming. Keep doing what you're doing. I will continue to do that. I hope you're doing well tonight, sir. All we are here for is the munching and the chatting. So, I had a bit of a rough week last week. All week. The whole week. It was fairly difficult from a work perspective, but things are doing much better. And so I'm feeling filled with joy and able to do anything. And also I got some new clothes, which is delightful, because I found this shop that makes, we're gonna stretch, that makes really cool leggings in cool patterns like this. This is a cool pattern of a cool legging, and I love it. And I've been wearing their stuff like almost exclusively for the last 4 months because they're stretchy, they're comfortable, they always feel like they fit, and they're soft. And those are all very important traits for clothes, right? So this store also sells tunics, which match very well with their leggings. But I found this store in a winter time, and so all their tunics were long sleeved, and it's far too hot to wear long sleeve shirts right now. It's April. It's like 10 degrees outside. It is too hot to be wearing long sleeve shirts. I say as clearly a Canadian. And I'm very happy because that also meant that in April they released their short sleeve tunics. So I just got those. They're also soft and comfy and wonderful. So my whole day is just made of happy. Am I familiar with the restaurant Chili's? I'm familiar with the restaurant, but not the logo. It's a chili pepper. My American head, 10 degrees is freezing. Correct. That's why I said it like that. I wanted to sound super extra Canadian. Oh, I need to do my hydrate for 69 channel points. There you go, Mexico. There's all of your redemptions. I just want to show off how cool my mug is. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Woo! We're great. In a world of stars, stripes, and dragons, more stripes and other vicious looking stuff. Canada. Maple leaf. That'll do it, eh? You should take her to a maple tree. She'll be occupied all day. Yes! I thought you might like it, Willis. Basically, I thought a lot of people who show up and hang out in my chat might enjoy this. Look, a strawberry store. Oh no, I'm so glad that that wasn't a real chili that she thought was a strawberry. But like, it has the essence of a strawberry. It's red, it's slightly curvaceous, it's got the little green top. Oh boy. That's not a mistake you want to make with real food, but that is extremely funny. So Sudarudo, you're right. And like, actually, you're right. It is even technically still long sleeve weather outside, but when I'm in a building or on a train, it's too hot to keep my sleeves on. So I'm very layery. I can have a short sleeve tunic and then like put on a light sweater or a cardigan over top of it to be outside. But specifically, the thing that I said this weekend, which I thought was really funny, when I went shopping with my husband, and he was going to go outside in just a light sweater, and I had picked up my coat because weather's weird. And I'm like, you think it's sweater weather? Is it going to be okay? He's like, it's 10 degrees. And I was like, no, no, no. But is it a winter 10 or is it a spring 10? Because a spring 10 is light sleeves weather, but a winter 10 is coat weather. And I don't know if there's anyone else who understands this distinction, but it's a very important distinction to me. Spring 10 is when the world is trying to be warm and it's 10 degrees. And a winter 10 is when the world is trying to freeze your face off and it's 10 degrees. And they're very different, and they have different types of wind, and they have different effects of sun. And I don't know why, because my thermometer says 10 degrees both times, but they feel extremely different to me. And the point is, it's a spring 10 degrees, which means actually I'm okay sometimes with no sleeves at all. I went through a cave system once in Wisconsin that I was told outside that it was going to be 10 degrees inside. And I went in a t-shirt. Sorry, I was told it would be 10 degrees by being told it was going to be between like somewhere around 48 to 53 degrees Fahrenheit. There was like a range there, and I did the calculation and went, oh, that's about 10. And I went in a t-shirt because it was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, not in the cave. And I was like, this is important. And I was fine. Your kids are out in shorts and t-shirts? Yep. That sounds about right for kids. Yes! Buttons! Oh, I wasn't looking at the chat, but yes, it's exactly that. 50 Fahrenheit in the spring is short sleeve, 50 in the fall is parka. You understand. I am not the only person who's insane. Hello, Miss Mermaid. Nice to see you. Is the sun out, and that's the difference between sweater and a coat? That is a great question and incredibly valid. How cloudy is it is super important. The sun is like 5 degrees warmer immediately if there's sun. Or it counts as 5 degrees warmer, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, well, it's fine. There can be science in my... Ugh. Hello, Quill. How are you doing tonight? I hope you're well. In spring and fall, I just take both jackets to the car. That's preparedness right there. So my issue, Poison Darth Frog, my issue is that I commute by train and then by walking. And I have to walk for about the same amount of time that I spend on the train. And so I have to be able to dress for something that is both train appropriate and outside appropriate. The train is always too warm. Number one. But also, if I'm going to remove any layers, they have to be able to fit in a very small backpack because that's the only thing I can reliably and reasonably be expected to carry to work. And so it's very complicated. Above 60, it's short. 60 to 70 might need a light jacket. Below 60, it's full length pants and jacket weather. It's like, it's good to have benchmarks. I often feel like the weather outside my apartment is just a lie. Because immediately outside my apartment is not representative of the weather 100 meters away. And I don't know why that is. Other than the fact that the north parking lot of my apartment is basically a wind tunnel. And is almost entirely in weird sun or shade at all times. And so it's just wrong. Ooh, pork chops. That sounds delicious. Are you going to cook anything with America? Or just pork chops? Just slap a pork chop. Hello. Okay, so I probably should get around to playing this game at some point, eh, chat? I was just doing what Willis told me to do with the redemption. Rice and veggies. That actually sounds really yummy. it used to be one of my very basic meals to just smack some pork chops into a fry pan while I was roasting potatoes and like zucchini or something. And be like, there we go. That's a meal, it counts. So anyway, chat, in case you've forgotten, we're playing Majora's Mask. And I've just flipped the temple, which is awesome because there's so many treasure chests that I have not got. And there's so many fairies that I have not got. I am expertly streaming how I was asked to. Thank you, Willis. And there's a boss somewhere here. I'm trying to remember. So I have played this game before, chat, but it's been a long time. It's probably been about 12 years since I last played this game. There was a game the whole time. Plum. I know, right? See, Plum, this is where you can get your own back, because the second I walk into a room and there's an enemy, you can just be like, Lady QEW, why are you fighting that enemy? Why aren't you making friends with it? Why aren't you using the speak action? Why are you attacking it? Why are you attacking the friend, the potential new friend? Every time there's a mini boss, this is what I expect. Oh, it's all upside down. Oh, it's all upside down and I hate it. Okay, there is some floor. So I noticed this immediately when I went in the right way up, is that this is the square where after I've defeated the boss, it's going to give me the warp point. And so in order to fight the boss, the temple does need to be flopped as opposed to flipped. This is terrifying. Okay, I've opened that. Whew. Ah! Oh my goodness. My, like, vertigo is screaming at me. What is my... What is my maneuverability here? I want to hit that sun with something, but I don't understand how. Wait. Chad, I just thought of something and I don't know if I'm right. Poison Darth Frog, thank you so much for checking. It takes an average of 10 flying butt attacks to knock out an opponent in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. That is extremely important information, and I am so glad you did the testing required to inform me of that extremely important information. That might have made my day. I didn't forget that I'd asked you. I just had no plans to follow up on that question unless it came up again. And so I'm very glad you volunteered the information. Okay, so chat, I do have an idea right now. And I'm a little worried about it. So I'm going to make a save state. Because I'm probably wrong. But this is what my brain just went through. That's a sun. That's not an eye. And so I can't just shoot it with an arrow to make it do whatever it's going to do. But when I was right side up, it was upside down. And so now it's right side up, but the floor is above me, which means I don't know how to get to a position where there is a light that I could use the mirror shield to aim at this sun. And so those two thoughts happened at the same time. And as I was going, I don't understand the setup for how to get light for the mirror shield. My brain was also like, I can't just shoot it. And that's when I remembered, if I could remember how to use my controls, that my temple item is a light arrow. And I am officially curious if shooting the sun will work. Not if I miss. Ooh, that takes a lot of magic. I'm still not convinced I hit it. I somewhat love that. That's kind of cool. I am getting all of the world's vertigo from being this high up, but it's okay. The amount of damage seems to be based on whether it's situationally classed as a counterattack. Ooh. Whoa! Listen. Yes, please. I am so frightened. Oh. No, thank you. What are you? I'm gonna go, I hope. I am not consistent enough at being able to move straight ahead for this particular series of platforms. So I can get to that door. He's got a switch. I think I have to get to him from a different angle. So I think I can hop over to that platform from the door on the other side. It's telling me there's still a treasure chest in this room. I've opened that one. Oh, maybe it's what that switch does. Okay, so maybe I'm still gonna have to wait. Okay. Okay. This temple has been a fascinating puzzle of puzzleness, and I enjoy it, but I also alternately feel way not smart enough for it, and also really, really smart when I think of solutions. It's been a wild ride. The game is like, wow, you're good at this, and you're like, nope, just doing my favorite thing. Oh, well, the good news is we already learned this. Right? Will you go away? Yep, cool. See, I felt clever for figuring that out. So it feels somewhat... I can't tell if it feels like it undoes the cleverness that it made it so obvious through that door, or whether it makes me feel even more clever because I didn't walk through the door first to see the obvious. It is fun. It's been really interesting. It requires creative thinking. It's required use of 2 out of 3 of the masks so far, but I could see Deku flowers on the ceiling at the time, and so I know it's going to require all 3 masks. It definitely has required some lateral thinking. And I absolutely feel sometimes like this temple could beat me up and take my lunch money. But I'm invested all the same. So that's the mirror. Interesting. So there's blue skulls over there. Am I trying to go up? I wonder if I am trying to go up. As opposed to across. There isn't really anything on the across. Oh, hold on. I need to check something. Sorry. Okay. So probably the missing chest here is still a fairy. There's fairies in this room too. Interesting. Well, no time like the present to try to figure out what on earth I'm supposed to do. Oh boy. Okay. So I should probably try to hurt that guy. Oh, that's fire. That's a sun. Wait, that sun's upside down. Will he work if he's upside down? Hmm. Okay, so he will still work if he's upside down. What? What? Oh. I understand why this room felt so unfamiliar to me. This is the room that was filled with water. The other way around. And so I went through those mines in the water and stepped on a switch to create an upside down treasure chest, which is now surrounded by fire because all the water has drained out of the room. But underwater, I can't use things like arrows. And so I didn't know that there was a sun thing there. I wouldn't have shot it even if I didn't. Like, even if it's there when the room's water, I wouldn't have shot it. And so that means that there are a non-zero number of chests that I can only get if I leave, flip it the right way around, and come back in again. But I think I need it flopped to fight the boss because of the future warp space. My brain is in so much pain right now. Okay. That's what I figured. Okay, so I need to leave something behind here. Oh, Chad, this is fascinating. I still remember this song. I have played it so many times that I didn't even need to check it this week. Okay, so we can be empty. Can I make this? I probably can because I'm gonna go into the... Nope. I need to not hit the mines though, and there's more mines over there. That's fine. That's probably my actual exit door. I'm actually not sure that might be my exit door. Ooh, boy. Hello, Garlic Grove. Welcome in. Thank you for the terror. It's great to see you. Ooh, okay. Okay. Whee! Okay, can I see? So I know what you're thinking, chat. That looked really impressive. Clearly, Lady QEW knew what she was doing. And I would like to advise you that no, I did not. I was extremely lucky. Extremely lucky. So I got one of them. Hey, daisies. How are you? Hup. Ow. Okay. It's fine, I fixed it. Thanks for the arrows. So there is supposedly a chest this way. So many chests. Why am I no more emote cry? Why are you fighting the enemy? It's a friend. If friend-shaped, why not friend? It's true. It ran at me clearly in the same way a golden retriever did. The tackling and the pain was just an accident. The fact that it, like, did damage. It clearly wants hugs, not sword. How dare. So rude. Poor thing. I've had this pre-typed since we talked about it. Good job, Plum. Thank you for your patience in waiting till I met an enemy. Please enjoy your cookies. That was really impressive. Clearly, Lady QEW knows what she's doing. Poison Northrock, your encouragement is great. Okay, so... I'll take this. It's a key. I just can't tell if the chest is here or if it's like beneath me in the bubbles space. Because I can see them, I can hear them. It's beneath me. So what is this room? Oh! Death. Death and creepiness. Okay, so this does not appear to be a room that I can enter from this angle. Though that thing would probably catch me and helpfully throw me back into the path. That does... Great. Love it. Love it. Tattle? Tattle, are you broken? No? I think she's broken, chat. Okay, well, either way, I'm just gonna see if I can throw myself into this air current. There's still a fairy- That's fine. There's a chest I haven't opened yet. I'm pretty sure. So it's fine. I love that it's also on a bridge, a more stable bridge than wood! Plum, I'm so sorry for your griffin problems. I give you leave to not be friends with them. Cool. Once again, it looks like I know how to pilot this. Oh, this makes sense. There was a need for a small key. The destruction is nigh! It all comes, Plum, from the fact that if I could adopt all of these mythical creatures, I would. 1000%. I would love to have a dragon. I would love to have a griffin. When I was 7 years old, I think, somewhere in the ballpark of between 7 and 10. Okay. I just remember the elementary school vibe. Okay. My mom took me to the Royal Ontario Museum, which is in downtown Toronto, and they have a dinosaur exhibit of a whole bunch of reconstructions, principally of skeletons, with like pictures of what the dinosaurs would have looked like, which they have updated as science changes. But there will be very little actual bone in the skeleton. Like the actual bone fragments are few and far between, but they'll show you which bits are actual bone fragment and which have been reconstructed from molds. There's now a really cool photo op. They've set up their teenage T-Rex so that if you stand on a specific spot that's marked on the floor, it looks like it's eating you. And it's their like photo opportunity spot. They didn't have that when I was 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever age this was. So my mom took me to the ROM. And even then, they had both land dinosaurs and sea dinosaurs. And the sea dinosaurs were in a separate area from the land dinosaurs, and you had to kind of go through a corridor to get to it. And they painted all the walls this really deep blue so that it would feel like you were underwater. And they hung the skeletons from the ceiling to make it look like they were suspended instead of building them off of the floor, right? So what happens is, as a 7-year-old, I walk through a dark corridor, turn a corner, and there is a giant skeleton of a sea creature that is bigger than a swimming pool hanging above my head, jaws facing me. And I am not joking, chat, when I say my response was, I want one. I need to have a house with a backyard big enough that I can make a pool for this. And I have never given up that vibe where I'm just like, massive and could eat me, friend-shaped. And yet I'm frightened of spiders. It's fine. We're all allowed to have a little bit of nuance in our characters. It is, and it's magical as an adult too. All I'm saying is I've transitioned from wanting that dinosaur. I honestly, as like 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever age I was, as an elementary school kid, I want this so I can feed my enemies to it. However, I have grown up and I am now a responsible adult, and I understand that that's rude and we should not feed our enemies to things. A non-zero amount of that. Anyway, what I actually prefer, Miss Mermaid, because I have an opinion on this subject. And I'm trying to find the book that informed the opinion. If only we could. When I was growing up, more than anything, what I wanted to be was this girl. So this is a sci-fi fantasy book. It reads more like fantasy than like sci-fi, but it has both the like magic mystic creature elements and also the technology elements. And so it is technically both. But Anne McCaffrey wrote a series called Pern, which is entirely about people and dragons. And the main series is just about the dragon riders, the people who have made friends with, essentially the term that she uses is impressed on dragons, and the dragon becomes like essentially their soulmate, not in like a romantic sense, just in a, yes, you are my human and I am your dragon and I will forever protect you and you will forever protect me, and it is great and wonderful and everything. And that's her main series. But Dragon's Song is a little different. It's part of a trilogy that she made that were so these are much thinner books. These are much shorter books. I would suggest this is like her YA trilogy, weirdly. They're called Dragon Song, Dragon Singer, and Dragon Drums. And because Dragon Song, Dragon Singer, and Dragon Drums do not have content warnings, whereas her main series do, my mom allowed me to read these way earlier than I was allowed to read the main Pern series. A Mosasaurus, yes. Dragon Song is the introduction of a trilogy about Meneley, who is a girl who lives in this world inhabited by dragons, but she is not a dragon rider. She wants to be a musician. She wants to be a harper. That's just the term for it, right? She wants to join the Harper Hall and write songs and sing amazing music and play with great musicians. And she's a girl, which means she's not allowed to, according to her town. However, the Harpercraft is distinct from the social structure of the town, and the Master Harper of Pern very much would like her to do all of these Harper things, but her father does not want that. And so Dragon Song is basically the book about the Master Harper finding her and essentially kidnapping her so that she can be a Harper. Dragon Singer is about her time at the Harper Hall before she starts doing Harper business, which is Dragon Drums. But the key important point, and the reason this connects to dinosaurs, is you might note this cover has some things on it that are not just the wonderful Meneley, who is a very good singer. She's got like pipes in one hand. She's got crazy red hair. I love her. She's great. I wanted to be her when I grew up. So she discovers fire lizards, which are miniature dragons, just wee little ones. And they can't carry you the way big dragons can. And they can't breathe fire the way big dragons can. The breathing fire is a whole other thing. Very sci-fi.
Just resubscribed for 33 months.
Did you notice I was talking about your lizard brethren, Cobra? Is that why you're here? Is that why you popped in? Thank you very much for that resub. 33 hecking months. She is an outcast. Cry. Willis, yes! I'm so glad someone else has read this book. Anyway, so she is running away from her father, who is not letting her play music anymore, right? And accidentally gets caught out in the middle of a threadfall, which is basically acid rain on steroids, let's call it that. So she has to hide in a cave by the sea. And that cave by the sea happens to be where a queen fire lizard has laid a clutch of eggs, and they hatch while she's hiding there. And when a dragon hatches, it needs to be fed. But it's threadfall outside. And so there's acid rain. And so these fire lizards start flying out and dying. And she goes, oh, heck no. And starts grabbing any of them that she can and shoving food in their mouths so that they will stop leaving the cavern, and ends up impressing 9 of them. And then gets kidnapped and brought to Harper Hall with 9 fire lizards. 9 fire lizards. Like, I want to be this girl. They sing harmony. Whenever she sings, they learn how to sing harmony for her. Like, it's so good. This is what I wanted to be when I grew up. And so, of course, I looked at a giant skeleton of an underwater dinosaur and went, mine. I want it. It's mine now. How do I get it? It is an above average little dragon choir. Exactly. The vocal master really likes them. That's what I'll say. I'm so hyped. I'm more hyped for this than for the game. This has all just been an ad. Sneaky ad. Sneaky ad for Anne McCaffrey's Pern books. I just love it, okay? I love books. I love these books in particular, in specific. Hype. I really do vibrate with excitement about fire lizards. In D&D, there is an animal in the monster manual called pseudo-dragons, and I essentially, whenever I DM and have a chance to include pseudo-dragons in a story, 1, I always will. You can always count on there being pseudo-dragons. But 2, I absolutely allow them to use the rules of fire lizards. It's so good. There's such sweet little stories in and among all of the other chaos happening as the world burns around them. Anyway, I'm supposed to be playing a game. There's no rules to this chat. Huh. This feels dangerous. Oh no, daisies! Oh dear. That sounds very serious. I hope you have like a cool cloth that you can press on your skin for a little bit. Whoo-wee! Poison Darth Rocket was the first one. Pseudo dragons. But sumo dragons would also be really cool. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry that it hurts, daisies. That is... I can't tell what I'm supposed to do, chat. So, my first instinct... Uh-oh. I needed to put the mask on first? No. No, no, no. Good. No, punching that doesn't work. Does this... It feels like there should be something here. Wait, what? So that's a door out, but... One sec. No. It just turns this room? I don't want to waste my magic. It just turns the room, not the whole temple. I actually do have to leave the temple. I thought it was gonna turn the room, like it turned the temple from the inside. And that maybe I could get that chest. But no. Okay. So first of all, fairy check. No fairy in this room. Good. Good. Okay, that was also fine. It's a very generous hitbox for that, thankfully. This feels like a very difficult shot, chat. Do you think I'm gonna make it? What a... Oh, watching him fall is so funny. Oh, boy. This whole game is tricky. Ooh. Okay. I mean... Would like some magic. That needs to have a block in it. Oh, there's a block over here. How convenient. Oh, okay. So that... Oh my goodness, chat. This is another room of puzzles. This is another room of puzzles, and I understand why there are permanent magic and arrow refills on this one. Because we gonna have to hit... Ugh. We're gonna have to miss. Is more like it. We are going to have to do this a few times. The arrows fell too. Visibility would be nice. Oh my goodness. Tattle, why did you target the one that is so far away that it couldn't possibly hurt me? How convenient. Oh my goodness. They're so good at damaging me, chat. I wonder if I've moved this enough. Fall with me, slime mold thing. Cool. The respawn timer on these is too quick. You should touch a politician's heart. That would definitely be much colder. It might give you frostburn. Okay. Come here. So I think I need to flip it 2 more times, assuming that I have it in an okay place. So I need to push it that way. This is a great puzzle, and I love it. How? How are they so good? They're so good at getting me. Whee! Nope. Grab. Nice. Hip. I loved that. That was a great room. I'm almost certain that if you spin the room while standing on that gray block, nothing bad will happen. Almost certain. I wonder if I can get it from that angle. Nope. I need to be standing on the block. Oh. I can't hit him from this angle. Ridiculous. Very funny. I can hit. Fade out insta-death. Amazing. Oh no. Oh, he's up there. Well, that's unfortunate. Cool. So we have a Wizrobe fight again, chat. You know I love me my Wizrobe fights. I wonder if there's anything that could help. Does he respond to Deku Nuts? Probably not. There's so many options. So this is gonna be a trickier fight. Just directly from all of the places where he could potentially wind up. Which includes a spot that I would not be able to see from here. Cool. Great visual. Love the camera on this one. You were wrong, something bad happened. Listen. I'm gonna give myself a save. Oh. Well, that's fine. I'm very on fire. Honestly, could have been worse. Oh, and it is worse immediately. I am on fire again. How do I get up there? Oh. Right. It is that room. This feels very dangerous. Oh, wait, hold on. I remember this room from when it was the other way round. Oh, whoopsies. What up, Willis? Tripped on the way out. Enjoy your lurk, Willis. Sorry about the one. Nobody can see you sneaking away to get A and W. Right. I don't know why I'm looking for a hookshot point. Chest is made of wood. Nice. Okay, we are at 10 stray fairies. I think I'm done with this room. There's a room I haven't been in at all yet. That fascinates me. Probably because I was the wrong way up. Oh, did that stray fairy give me back my health? That's awesome. Uh-oh. We have ourselves a Poe. Which makes it very tricky. I do not have a lot of space for maneuvering here. What? Why is that not damaging it at all? Southland Beavis, thank you very much for redeeming third. You get to be 13th, I suppose. Welcome in. Nice to see you. How are you doing? I'm going to load this. So there's a Poe, but I don't know if it matters. Well, like my third arrow hit the pot, but I'm targeted on the Poe and I tried hitting it twice and it didn't work either time. And I thought I just sucked, and maybe I do, but it feels like I am too close to the Poe to like... do a particularly good job of shooting it. So maybe we'll just leave. Wow. Yeah, maybe we'll just go. What was in the Poe room? Possibly a chest. 1 second. Okay, not a fairy. Don't fight anyone you don't have to. Beavis, that is a lesson that I learned in Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Fight the Octoroks until you never have to fight anything else ever again. Then just win. Very simple. Call the police. No. But funny. Your well just came in from some rushed yard work before it starts raining. Yep, it is supposed to rain. Man, the one nice thing about not owning where I live is that I don't have to do any yard work. I hadn't thought about that until now. 100% means fight everyone. Well, thankfully, I'm doing fun 100% poison dart frog. I still fight a lot of... I fight a lot. There is a fairy in this one. Oh. Friend with lasers. Door. Possibly better than flower. Fun 100 is also fight everyone. That's very funny. Too many minigames, too many. Every single NPC needs to know you're the boss. That is true. Yeah, so Rebirth sounds like it had a lot of frustration, Plum. I have opinions about minigames. So chat, I may have mentioned that I'm not doing this game walkthrough free. And there are reasons for that. What is that? Ah! What are you? Okay, so I destroyed the Poe through panic. I could pick up its spirit in a bottle. That's nice. Why not? 100%. Ah! What is that? Is anyone familiar with that enemy? Oh, there are several. Please ignore me. I am an innocent nothing. So, I remember that this one had a switch. I think this was the only area with a switch. Oh, that looks important. Sorry, why are all of those flashing? Edgar Allan! Yeah. Edgar Allan is our friend now. Oh, and now that other one's gonna be on fire again because I used the same effigy. Gosh, am I ever glad I have the stone mask. Since I assume that is the reason why I am not being absolutely walloped by whatever these things are. I don't even know what they are, chat. But they are very scary looking. Look at it this way, Plum. If nobody else is doing it, you might get a speedrun record. Okay, I hope I can just jump back there. Good. You know what? I like that the pose also ignore me. Okay. That was important, because I could see that there was a chest on the map that I had not obtained yet. So there's a door here, which is very obvious. Ah, there is a flower there. Okay. Or there is a way to get across to that door. There's probably a chest the other way up, blocked by the sunblock. Ah, yes, there's the fun arm. And there's possibly a chest that appears when I defeat that guy. How do I want to do this, chat? Ah, I see. So they blow up if they hit each other. But I blew up 2 of them. Oh, I did not like seeing the sun. Probably should have aimed for that one first so that I got a shorter shot at this. Oh, man, I do not like seeing the sun there. Whoa! Okay. I did not expect that. It's fine. I got that one, right? Yeah. I am a non-zero amount stressed about this. It is oh so very difficult to be willing to just shoot myself into the air apropos having nothing to land on. I don't like it's so frustrating to not just be able to figure out where the chests are, because I haven't been... Oh, these guys. Nice. Because I haven't been able to, like, solve every room. So this is the bubble corridor. Oh, these guys respawn. Which means there isn't... Can I shoot through here? 'Cause that is iced over right there. I can't. Well, phooey. I missed that. Interesting. I'm gonna have to backtrack a lot. I guess I never turned around and looked at that. So that explains why I couldn't figure out how to make that chest happen. I just solidly did not see what I needed to see. And those are spawning above me. Very useful. So useful. I'm trying to wait for this curse to wear off. I might just need to reset and do this without touching the bubbles. That sucks, because I've missed a chest and I'm gonna have to go back for it. So I might have to do an extra flip. Itty flop. Okay. Do not touch the booblades. Actually. Though the first booblade did give me a lot of health. And I like health. So we are aware that I've missed an eye switch that I need to melt. Wait, what? Bats. Chat, there are bats. Oh, hello. Chat, we've hit another mini boss. Friend, 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 friend. I really do want to make friends with this guy. I would much rather make friends with him than fight him. Oh boy. Do you think I can make friends with him using... I was gonna say bombs, but I might be changing my mind on that. He's covered in bats. He has a scythe. Chat, is it bad that my brain is just like, listen, I have no good ideas. Let's try this. I have no good ideas. I like health. Game. You fight the Grim Reaper now. I will give myself an in this room save, I think, so that I don't have to watch the cutscene again. Though it was really cool. This is a very cool boss design. Oops. Whoop! Not the button that I wanted to press. Okay, this guy is better at this than I am. He's so much better at this than I am. Ow! Sword. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Chat, I think I figured out how to use a shield. About time, too, huh? Oh, he got me. Ooh, magic. I do want the magic, though. May I have the magic, please? Okay, attack me again. Which gives him enough. He is so good at attacking. Oh, the bats got me. Hello, Link? Link? We've discussed this. When you're holding a shield, you need to actually do the things I ask you to do, Link. Oops, that wasn't the time for that. Oh my goodness, these bats. Okay, I love this fight. Sorry. I'm not gonna say I was good at this fight, but that felt very sensible. It took me a hot minute to get the pacing. Is there a chest there? Do I get any health back, I wonder? Thank you for the 1 health. So it took me a disproportionately long time to figure that out. But he essentially was operating like he had counterattack constantly. And so every time I did a step, he would attack me. And I'm very used to boss setups that weirdly like don't do that. I don't know why this feels true to me. Like the boss setup is you avoid, and then you do the stun thing and then you go hit him with the sword. And this boss was avoid, do the setup, avoid, hit him, avoid. And those 2 extra avoid steps were very interesting. Like if I didn't have my shield up, he would wallop me after I shot him with a light arrow. He wouldn't get stunned. He would just become vulnerable. And then I hit him with my sword and then he immediately counterattacks. Like I didn't have the ability to move out of the way. So this is a fight that really penalizes you if you don't use your shield. And I famously do not use my shield. And it was very interesting that before I even landed a single shot on him, I had to figure out how to use the shield first. He's using that scythe like an anime character and that he's actually using it as an effective weapon as opposed to farming equipment. That's fair. That's interesting as well because scythes were in a book that I was reading earlier too. Plum, I love that. Did you hear about Superman's newest villain? The mathematician? He only uses counter attacks. That's great. That's very good. Try fighting with a leaf rake and see how far you get. Unless you're an anime character, then you'd probably be the coolest character in the universe. That's true, because what I thought when you suggested leaf rake is, ooh, there are lots of points on that. But that would only work in anime. So Deku Mask, not required. Not even a little bit necessary. Did not use. What's this? That is a boss key. Great. Well, I got the boss key. Oh, that's the room that I had never been in. That does make some sense. Okay, so this is a dead-end route. No ferry, no chest. There is a ferry here, but we're... At this point, I am fairly sure that the fairy is, I need to melt the... Oh, oopsies. I would like regular arrows, please. And not to waste light arrows. Chad, I think I understand why these guys drop so very much health in this corridor. Isn't that counterintuitive? Ha 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 ha! Try using a lawnmower, but I don't want anyone to actually hurt themselves. I'm pretty sure I've seen a villain use a weed whacker before. In an anime. Like a very, very... My brain is telling me that it was something like Shaman King, and I don't think it was Shaman King, but that doesn't not check out. So I guess I now have to go back across. So we'll do this again. The lasers seem very destructive. Why didn't those guys attack me that time? I mean, I'm fine with it, but it seems inconsistent to their character. I do not like the void of nothingness beneath me! Where are we now? We're in that room that has two chests that I think I can't get usefully. Okay, what is this? Ah! Aha ha ha ha! Aha! We have wrapped around, chat. Can I make this jump? Gosh, I hope I can. Nope. Make one. Please don't load one. I mean, it's fine if I load one. It's just not very helpful. Whoop! I just straight up walked into him. Wait, that's another one on the ground! Ugh! Okay, so that's 3 chests that I need to, like, do the temple again for. Is there anything else that I could do over there? Is there a door behind him, actually? Hold on. Because I didn't look. Nope, the door is up there. I really don't want to attack him, actually. I would like to jump over here. Chat, I'm a non-zero amount stumped. Could I hookshot that guy and like land on there to give me a quick way back to the beginning? I've missed so many chests. I have a quick way back to the beginning at my disposal. It's true. Do I want to do that now? Like, I need to flip the world over again. And then I need to flip it again. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Yep, that is the void of nothingness. If I hookshot that... Oh, wait. I can hookshot that one? So here's the thing. If I hookshot the one I'm aiming at right now, I'm wondering if it's going to drop me on that platform. Because if it does, that is me looping back around to the beginning, which will allow me to go into the room and find the eye switch that I missed. Because I want to do that. Blah. Because I want to do that before I flip the temple and go hunting for the fairies that I know exist on the right side up again. But I can hit that one. And if I hit that one, I'll land on top of that, and then I'll have access to that door. And so that's the further progress through the temple I've just unlocked, is I can hookshot that now. But I might also be able to do that from the other side of the room. And if I can do that from the other side of the room just as effectively, then it doesn't matter if I do something else first. So... No? Okay. So that did work the way that I thought it would. So now the moment of truth is whether or not I can target... I can't target the upper chest from here. I can't see it because of the roof. That still might be worth it. Don't relish the idea of running all the way around again. Maybe there's an interim? Okay. Yep. Okay, there might be spaces from which I can shoot that from this side. So where was that eye switch? Because it was in this room. Is it directly below me? I don't know if I can... Oh! That's why... Gotcha. Okay. So, I had thought to myself, why would we want to just fly straight across this room? That makes no sense, because there's nothing over there. But if I had flown straight across the room and looked back, I would have seen the eye switch. Gotcha. The Song of Soaring warps you to the temple. That, you know what? That is true. I did know that, and you've told me that before, and I've never used it. I like that the hookshot was a route. Okay. Aha! Interesting. So it was also beneath. Woo! Not what I wanted to do. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no. I don't want to fall. Good. Good, good. Stray fairies, man. Awful. Okay. So I could go outside, flip the tempo, go back through. I don't know if I remember all of them. So that is a chest I haven't opened that I need it to be the other way around for. The one in the funnel-shaped room is also a chest that I need it to be the other way around for. Right? I am so very trusting. And then the sunken water room has one. I'm going to get so lost. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I already feel extremely lost. So I flipped the temple. The thing is, I haven't explored like everywhere. So the rooms that I think I need to hit are the room that's filled with water. The room with the bridge in the middle that had the sunblocks on the side, because now that I have the light arrows, I can just shoot them. And the entrance room. And then I think I need to flip it back again. Okay. Ah, my brain hurts! I mean, it's a great temple. I'm having a wonderful time, but my brain doesn't not hurt. Okay. Actually, I'm going to give myself a full suspend point here. Because I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be in the dungeon. And my situation is doing okay. And so I will use my secondary suspend point. Wait. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Is it going to kill me if I flip it while I'm on one of these things? Probably. The world has changed. Oh, right. We're gonna have to do this the long way, Chad. This has been fantastic. Like, I definitely like the temples more than I like the mini games. There's a lot of really clever exploration. Why is this broken? Did I do them in the wrong order? Like, that one got stuck. Hold on. I'm gonna reset this one. I didn't think you could mess this up. I thought it just let it happen. And so maybe if I'd just done the third one, it would have worked, but... Chaos. Nope, that's the one that's fine. Yeah, and now they're just all lined up. Order matters for this set of switches. That I just got lucky every other time I did it, which checks out. Okay. Oh, goodness, I don't even know what I'm necessarily doing anymore. I'm looking for fairies. And I'm probably wanting to avoid enemies. Poison Death Frog, that is actually what the Link statue with the Elegy of Emptiness looks like. No, we'll let him enter the temple first. Okay. So now let's see how many of these chests I can get. There is a crazy Bombchu here. And I would actually like him to get over here. He is having a difficulty. Come on. This guy is having problems. I will take this, please, whatever this is. It is a fairy. Speaking of fairies... Darn. She got me. Okay. It's fine. Okay, so that's the room I need to go into. Do any of these things... Yeah, I got magic. I would love some arrows. Thanks! That's great. Okay. Officially no more fairies in that room. That's good. It's underwater. That's the one here. There it is. I think I'm on the wrong side of this. Very nice. Also a fairy. Of course that was also a fairy. And then I think I want to exit this room. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oops. I would love one of those hearts. I also love the ability to look around for a little bit. Because I think there's more than one way out of this room. I don't know which way I actually want to go. Ah. Not that way. What is with this weird faded door there? Is that like when upside down only? There was a way that I came into this room via water, right? Why do I feel like I'm navigating this temple backwards? It didn't really occur to me that I could... Oh dear. That's not what I wanted. That was a hilarious noise. Come on. Let me destroy things, please. Okay, it is not really letting me destroy things. That's fine. Why can I not see? I am certain there is a way into this room that was just like through something. There it is. Why was that so difficult to find? You decided to have popcorn. That sounds delicious. Okay, so I remember that on that side, it picks me up and throws me. Oops. Can't get up onto there. Didn't I come down from there? Because this is where I need to be. I think I'm doing things wrong. Like, I understand where I want to go, but the temple navigation is not clear. And so I think I'm trying to go about it the wrong way. How do I get to this room on a ledge? Like, I did this the other way around, didn't I? I really thought I remembered doing this the other way around. Whoops, wrong wall. And I don't mean upside down. I mean, like, this was the last room that I went into, not the first room I went into. Which is weird. heard him. How do I get there? How do I get what I want? Why am I so not able to remember how this temple map works? Like, this doesn't seem right. I'm not going the right way, and I don't understand how to be going the right way. And that's a thing that is frustrating me a non-zero amount right now. Oh, hey, there was an icy switch up there, perfectly visible if I'd ever looked at it. Ha 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 ha. Oh man, observantness. Okay, we're just gonna leave the stone mask on for a little while because we need to not be fighting enemies all the time. What is this way? Right. Right. So many bomb chews. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't facing the correct way for that. That's fine. The other way is not taking me to the portion of the temple that I want. And I have, as of yet, not got a great understanding of, oops. When I look at the map, which room... Oh, that's the one that needs the Goron on it. Right. This is fine. So I'm gonna try to express this because I'm finding myself a little bit at loose ends. So on this map, you can see all the rooms, and that's great. But I don't know what those rooms are. Like, that is a funnel room. I have connected that the funnel-shaped room is the entrance. And so I know what I find in that room when I go there. I don't have that for most of the rooms in this dungeon. I never have. I don't know what any of these rooms are. The weird bar room, the rectangles, the side room, the whatever. I know that the one on the very far right is the Wizrobe room when the temple's flipped, because that's the only time I went into it. And so I'm pretty sure what I'm looking for is the room in the center that has the 2 treasure chests in it. I think that's the room with the bridge on it. And I'm looking to enter into that room through a door, not through the water, which is the route that I found because I can't get out of the water. And I can't use the little white door from the entrance-shaped funnel because it's got bars down it. It is, I think, an exit-only door for the purpose of that treasure chest. And so I tried going in through the little sideways cactus room. Don't ask me why I think that's a cactus. I think that's a cactus. We're fine. And I couldn't figure it out that way. And so now I'm going to the other room, and I'm hoping I can find that door, and that door will take me where I want it to go. But I don't know what any of these rooms are. I really wanted to finish my exploring of this temple tonight so that I could just do a boss fight next week. Come on. Come on. Boop. Right, I need something else, not just the statues. It is the room with the grabby hand and the mimosas, but the grabby hand takes me onto the wrong side of the room, and I want to be on the other side of the room right now. And I first got there through a door, and I'm trying to find the door. Ah, yes. Right. I will take one of these, please. Please hold that switch down for me. Thank you. Aha. Yeah. Okay. So now we go back to having, I don't know, something like that, definitely something like that, and like that. So no fairies in here, lovely. Very nice refill space. Is this the correct door? It looks like it is. Is it the correct door? Yes. Okay, this is the door that I wanted, because a thing that I wasn't able to do was deal with this block. That took way too long. Just from a straight up my not knowing where I'm going. Okay. So I break this. And then I need to get ready for a Bimo statue. Will it shoot at me if I'm wearing the stone mask? Lovely. Hold up. There's supposed to be something here. There isn't. I'm gonna have to do that again. Yeah! Interesting. I remember... Did I not hit that? I thought I threw a bomb at it, but I don't actually remember if it hit it or not. I might have to go around again. Popcorn butter. So how do I get there? How do I hit that crystal switch? How do I get that? Why does it help me to not have that block there? Like, this is a situation where I'm feeling like this temple could take my lunch money. Because I'm sure all the pieces are there, but none of them interact with each other. So, bomb explosion will not go through the fence. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I will demonstrate. Ow. Wait, what? It will go through the fence? Then I've definitely bombed this switch before. And I don't understand why it wasn't in bomb state. Because I've, like, sent a bunch of bombs at it? Does it unswitch itself when I leave the room? Because if so, we're gonna have some problems. What? I jumped on a mine, I guess. Because I can't get out of the water. And so I'm gonna have to go around the temple again, which is fine. I say to myself very calmly. Just go up. Just go up. Up. Great. I have to press down those silly switches again. This is fabulous. I love redoing work that I've already done. Stone mask, because I don't want to fight things right now. We don't have time for that. I very much confused that bomb chew. Like, I've thrown bombs at that switch before. I honestly have to redo all of this, even though I did not reuse my statues. I am very annoyed by that. It's supposed to leave my statues where I left them if I don't call them again. Sometimes. But, like, I know what I'm doing right now. I just am annoyed at having to do it. It depends. Usually if I'm looking for someone to tell me what to do, I'll ask directly. That wasn't different. Does anyone know why that happens? Sometimes I'll play the Song of Soaring. I'll hear all the notes for the Song of Soaring, and it will act like I haven't finished the Song of Soaring until I play it again. Well, I learned that the bombing that I did of the crystal switch earlier should have worked and didn't, and so I was under the impression that I couldn't do it, but I also did just do it. And so if you mean not being able to get out of the water on that side, if there's a way out of the water on that side, it is not clear. And so I will only believe that that's necessary if I loop all the way around the temple and find that the crystal switch has disappeared again. And I have to solve that all within the room. Like, I'm not a good player. I can't do difficult tricks. And so if it's not relatively apparent that it's possible, let's just recollect these things because we can, because we're here. Okay. The chest does appear to still be there, which means I did only have to hit the crystal switch once, which is silly because I'll go back and check my VOD. I threw like 7 bombs at that, and apparently not a single one of them activated it, which is weird. Okay. What other room was I missing? possibly none. I have 14 out of 15, and both of those chests are in spaces that I haven't been because I haven't done this room the other way up. Maybe. So I'm in this room right now. And the difference is this is a little different the other way up. And so I think that chest doesn't exist yet. I like daisies. I hope you have a nice sleep tonight. How do I get to that room? No. Go in the door, please. Is that the way I want to go? No, this is not the way I want to go at all. Oh, you're locked. Great. I love that for me. So, I need to go all the way around again because I want to. I'm gonna make a save point because I have the thing. And then I'm gonna tell you guys my plan and then I'm going to bed. Because it's already taken me too long. And I'm a little frustrated because this feels like this should have been possible to accomplish in the span of time that I had. And the like lack of being able to maneuver in this temple and my inability to like track that just meant I've spent the last 25 minutes doing nothing when I could have been accomplishing things, and that will always annoy me a little bit. So I am fairly certain that the chest in this room, thank you for being here, Willis. You were delightful, and thank you for all of the hydrates that you threw at me because that's important. I am fairly certain that the chest that is showing in this room is a chest that I earn by continuing the temple when it's upside down. Because this room is the room that when it's upside down, I have the little Deku flowers and I have to fly across the empty space. And there was the laser guy on the bridge in the middle. And I haven't been there. So I think I have to turn the temple back around and go there. But a thing that I do not know. This temple has been delightful. It's fascinating. It just is a temple where, like, I think this is somewhat unique, at least, maybe not, maybe unique's the wrong word. Actually, it reminds me a little bit of Snowhead in this regard. You can't use every door all the time. You can only use some of the doors some of the time and other doors at other times. And so Snowhead was a little bit confusing, but Snowhead was a more linear temple. And so to its credit, collecting all the fairies is optional. I don't have to do that. And so I am bringing this upon myself because I want to collect all the fairies. And I understand that the way to do that in this temple is that I have to backtrack and do everything twice, kind of. But it can get very confusing when I'm trying to like parse where I am and what I'm doing. So this room, I'm fairly certain that this chest that is showing on the map just doesn't exist yet because I think I have to beat up a laser eye. However, the room past it has a chest in it. And I am not confident about whether or not I can get that one now. And so what I would like to do is navigate my way back to the entrance so I can navigate my way to the right, so I can navigate my way through the whole temple and down to that room so that I can see what there is to see to do with that chest, just so that I know whether it's a flip or a flop chest. You know what I mean? And that's so much work. And so I'm not doing that tonight. So, I want to say next week we'll start with a boss fight, but we won't unless this temple is the boss. Which, you know, it kind of is. Some 100%. Fun stream. Thanks, Poison Darth Fuck. I appreciate that. So, next stream what we're going to wind up doing is going all the way around the temple to find out that I can't do anything with that chest probably, and then we'll reset to here and start again. Sudarudo, thank you very much for redeeming non-seasonal candy. I need a lifesaver right now. I do. I do need a treat. I'm such a simple person. Oh. You know what? That's okay. So I have a walkthrough, but I'm trying to not be dependent on that. I'm trying to do my best to do the things. And so in reality, I could probably look that up and just be like, what is this? But I know practically the steps I need to take in the game to check. And because I have save states, it doesn't actually technically cost me anything. Because if I go all the way there, and that's not what I was supposed to do, I can just load my save state. And then it's like I've never done all of that. But I think 9/11 is a little late for that. Because I should have signed off 10 minutes ago. So, thank you all for being here. You've been a wonderful chat. Temple gets tired of being flipped. Yep. I understand your joke, Twitch Death Frog, and I find it funny. Thank you for being here, chat. You've been a wonderful chat. It has been delightful to spend some time with you. I will be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That is when I stream. Sometimes I have extra streams. Not often, but sometimes. And so we can expect that I will be continuing this next Wednesday. We're going to start with a loop around the temple, possibly a reset. We'll see. And then we're going to flip-flop the temple and try to fight a laser eye, and then probably a boss. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot left in this. So we'll do our best to figure out how to finish up this temple, and I should have a list, because I will check the list to see the names of the things that I need to accomplish after I beat this temple, so that I know what I'm doing next, because we still have a whole bunch of side questing. Not really like a whole bunch of side questing. I'm missing 4 masks, which isn't a lot of masks. So if you would like to come back, our streamers even streamers if they don't go over their time. That's fair. I hope y'all feel like coming back. I'd love to see you again, but even if I don't, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We have the most important side questing. I just want to see. I think I can do this. Let's try it. Nice. So we're going to raid Skybills, who is playing, well, the category is retro, but she's playing like an SM64 Super Kaizo style. It is hard, and she's a lot better at gaming than I am. Feel free to come and hang out and see how that goes. I've never rated her before, but I've watched her plenty of times. She does some really cool stuff. So we're going to pop over there and say hello and see how that goes. Again, as always, thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you rest well. Have a wonderful weekend. And if I see you back next Wednesday, hey, that'll be great. But until then, and as always, keep it cute. Bye, folks.